Right, Mr. Aveste, some serious decisions need to be made. Decisions that are imperative that we get right. We don't mess this up because it could have huge, huge impacts going forward. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is the decision whether you and I take the job?
The decision is what we're going to get off Uber Eats for lunch.
Yeah. I can't wait, mate.
Do you know what I'm thinking?
Don't say a burger.
Oh, I was thinking that. What is it called?
Honest burger.
Honest burger.
Yeah, you fucking love that.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not feeling an honest burger.
So no, should we go healthier?
Should we go healthier? What, wasabi?
Yeah.
But then wasabi doesn't even do the curry chicken no more.
It's chicken and rice though, mate, isn't
but
it?
it's breaded
Can you
chicken.
go wrong?
It's breaded chicken.
Oh, that's
and
not
rice.
good, actually, yeah.
So I'm going to have breaded chicken. Do I not get a breaded chicken burger?
Yeah.
Chips, you know what I mean?
It's basically the same thing. Might as well get KFC.
Yeah. Well, let's stick a pin in that because we do need to think about that for the interval. But
Yeah.
let's start off by addressing the elephant that has now left the room, Mauricio Pochettino.
I didn't think he was that fat.
No, I didn't. But he has put on weight since he first come over and was Southampton manager.
Yeah, do you know what? I was looking back at some of the pictures of Poch, as you do, just to sort of remind yourself what he was like.
Whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it.
He looks very suave when he first came to the Premier League, and now he looks a bit stressed and a bit tired.
Didn't speak a word of English, remember?
Yeah, I do remember that.
He used to have like a translator guy at Southampton.
Yeah. Do you remember when he had long hair? Do you remember back in those days?
Yes, I do remember when he had long hair.
Yeah.
Do you know little fun facts about Mauricio Pochettino?
Go on.
Who was he once a teammate with?
Gabriel Batistuta.
Probably. Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho, yeah, PSG was that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There you have it. So, Mauricio Pochettino, after guiding Chelsea to a 6th place finish, jumping 6 league positions, winning 5 on the bounce to finish the season, only losing once in the Premier League after we were defeated at Stamford Bridge by Wolverhampton Wanderers, has been relieved of his duties. Fair or unfair to say he's been relieved of his duties? Because we are being told it was by mutual consent.
Yeah, so I got a lot of stick actually for saying that he'd been sacked. And let's be honest, right?
He was sacked.
I think he took it well. I think he went, yeah, if you can't be arsed, I can't be arsed. And actually, I don't want to be here if you don't want me to be here. But we all know that's childhood. You know, that's playground games.
Yeah.
We know that the board didn't want him. We know that the sporting directors didn't want him. And that's a sacking. Is it not? I'll tell you what will be clear is when we look at the balance sheet, how much they've paid him off.
Yeah.
Because if it's a mutual decision,
because it was supposed to be what, 10 grand?
Apparently,
10 grand.
10 grand. That's all he's.
He wouldn't send the kids down a sweet shop with 10 grand.
I think it was going to be. Well, what I've heard is 3 million quid. It's the payoff.
Yeah, but I heard it was 10 million originally.
Well, that's for him.
Right.
So maybe with the staff, it adds up.
Who else we pay him?
Jesus Perez.
Oh,
his son.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, and the other 2 blokes they have with him. We've been big fans of them.
Loved them. Loved their work.
Yeah.
But I did like Pochettino's work. And this is like, by the way, yeah, obviously we've grieved now. We've had a few days. We've reacted to this. So this isn't maybe going to be the most raw, intense, get the violins out sort of thing. But let's speak about Pochettino but before we get into all that, I do need to tell you lot something. I've always believed that if you have a bit of good news, you should spread it with the world. And I want to help you lot today by telling you how I watch the 3:00 kickoffs. Anyone that's a Premier League fan will know that there is a ban on 3:00 kickoffs, meaning if you are in the UK, you cannot watch any games that are on at 3:00. But I have got a solution for you. Don't be in the UK. However, I don't think you need to get on an aeroplane to use this one because every week, every time I need to watch a 3:00 kickoff, have been using a VPN. But what is a VPN? A VPN is a virtual private network. It is an app that hides your IP address. And why do you need to do this? So that we can pretend we are in a different country. And once we do that, we will have access to all of the football, all of the 3 p.m. kickoffs simply by changing your location. Not only that, have you ever had a show that's on Netflix, you've been watching it on holiday, you come back from the country you're in, and it's no longer available. Well, the reason for that is because your IP address was set to another country, and once you returned, it then changed to the country that you're in. However, with the VPN, you can change it back again and watch whatever Netflix, Amazon Prime would supply you if you were in another country. But here's very possibly the best part. Not only does it allow you to have access to all the different content worldwide, it also protects your data. Why do we need to do this? So that hackers can't get their hands on your data. Not only that, your inbox, your email inbox will not be filled up with all the junk emails because you are protected from that. And the reason why I choose private internet access as my VPN provider is they are the most transparent VPN provider in the world. They also have 30 million downloads. They never store your private data, and they are also audited by Deloitte, meaning you know that you can trust them. You know that they are the real deal. Whether you're on a tablet, a computer, Windows, iMac, we have got you covered. It is available on all devices. And with just one subscription, you can use it on multiple devices. So here's what you need to do. Head down to the description, click the link. If you click that link, it will know that you've come through me, and it will apply you with my 83% discount. Yeah, don't adjust your volume, 83%. It can't get better than that. It can. Once you then do that, you get 4 months for free. And when you do start paying, you're going to be paying about $2 a month. That is nothing, is it? So don't say I don't look after you. Let's get back to the video. I think anyone that follows either of our channels already understands that we do not feel like this was the right decision. We think that this is a damning indictment upon the club and upon the direction that our board and our owners and the powers that be at Stamford Bridge now want us to go in. Mauricio Pochettino ending the Premier League season with 11 losses, right? Now, when you look at that, yes or no, in our lifetime, has 11 losses ever been acceptable as Chelsea manager?
No. Absolutely not.
It hasn't, right?
And if it's the teams we lost to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Losing 4-1 at Anfield, has it ever been acceptable?
No.
Losing 5-0 at Highbury or the Emirates, has that ever been acceptable?
Absolutely not.
No.
It's usually the other way round.
No trophies at all in a season. Has that ever been acceptable?
No, Carlo Ancelotti got sacked for winning an FA Cup.
There you go. There you go. So why are we so enraged when we've clearly just said that all of these sort of requirements that you need as Chelsea manager haven't been hit this season? Why are we so upset?
Well, look, I think, and we must go through the other side of this, because I think you and I have both sort of put our cards on the table here, and we both said that we're Pochettino in, really. And I think the Pochettino inside is this. The momentum that we were getting at the start of the season was massive, right? And I don't think that can be underestimated. You know how important it is to have momentum going into a new season. And let's be honest, mate, the key thing that we're seeing more than anything is the relationships that he's building with the players. Quite a few players have already put their little Instagram messages out. They always do. But some of these messages were slightly more damning than perhaps the sort of standard, great to deal with you, lovely coach.
What was the worst one?
The worst one for me, actually, was the Nicholas Jackson one.
It was Jackson.
Do you think so?
It was Jackson.
Yeah, because he just put, 2 hand palm emojis, face palm emojis on there.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Cole Palmer's one, sentimental. It sort of said, you know, you made my dreams come true. And
I think Caicedo did a similar one.
Yeah.
That.
So Cole Palmer and Caicedo's were, and listen, we could be reading in between the lines and getting something that wasn't there, but they were, in my opinion, sentimental, direct messages of emotion towards Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah.
When you just post a hand over the face, that I'm reading between the lines and I'm saying that's your way of saying this is a fucking shambles.
You're saying for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I like? What I like about Jackson is he's true to himself.
Jacko's the man.
He never pretends to be something he's not. And do you know what? You see that on the pitch sometimes when he just plays up to the cameras and the crowds and he does these stupid things. Like in a weird way, that's his character, and that's why perhaps we like him as a player, because he's sort of abrasive and aggressive. And I feel like he does wear his heart on his sleeve.
As Gemma Collins once said, "I just want to be me."
Oh God,
I just want to be me.
If you could quote GC in every single podcast that we do from now on, I'd love that, actually. Maybe we should get her down.
Have I got any other good Gemma Collins quotes?
I'm the GC.
Oh, that is a pretty good impression. Do you remember when she was in Big Brother? Did you ever watch her Big Brother?
I didn't watch her in Big Brother. No, I didn't. Just stick to the old Towie. What did she win Big Brother?
I never watched Towie.
Mate, you've missed out.
I bet you put me down as a Towie man, though.
I'll fucking absolutely put you down as a Towie man, but you're actually watching Made in Chelsea, putting on your posh accent.
Never watched either. You know, do you know what my favourite reality TV show was?
You've told me, but I can't remember it. It's Geordie Shore. Yeah,
Geordie
sorry.
Shore.
Yeah.
Why,
Did you ever watch Jersey Shore?
No,
the American one?
no, but my sister still watches it.
That's
and it's
quite
like,
good.
Come on, you're living in the past.
It was good though.
You're a mum now.
Yeah.
Grow
up. Grow up. Much like we're saying to Todd Bowley and Bernardo Barley.
These two are
Oh, segue.
Do I need? Can I be honest, or do you think it might hinder me getting brand deals?
I think you can go and be honest.
Okay, these two are a pair of fucking idiots.
That's one brand deal gone.
That's the last time I get padded seats at Stamford Bridge. They're a pair of fucking idiots. And do you know what? This is the mad thing. When I'm saying they're a pair of fucking idiots, we don't even think Todd Bowley wanted Poch gone, do we? Or did he? I feel like there's a little bit of a conspiracy theory going on here.
I'm so glad that we're sat here now because I really do want to go into this in more detail, right? We've given our reasons why we think that Pochettino should have stayed. I think they are player improvement, continuity in the squad. I think we've improved throughout the end of the season. I feel like we are building something tactically innovative, and I think he's changed things and actually improved things. And I think he's made players better. Those would be the sort of the ways that I would summarise.
What players?
I think he's made Cucurella better. I think he's made Caicedo better. I think he's made Gusto better. I think he's made Jackson better. I think he's made Palmer better throughout the season. Could we go on? Gallagher, yeah. Badiashile, I think, has improved. I think he has improved because he started the season off really poorly.
I wouldn't say he's got worse.
Yeah, exactly. I think Petrovic has got better.
Easily.
Yeah, I think he's got way
last season, you remember when he kept making them mistakes or that time he did.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
No, that's it. We had no idea who Petrovic was.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there anyone else? He's made him better.
Is there Madueke? I think the management, I should say, job he did on him was brilliant.
That was the first one we saw the full 360 on.
Yeah.
And let's have it right, mate. Let's be completely honest here. And some people might disagree with this, but I think this is correct, right? Whether or not we saw him as the player or even now see him as the player that we initially thought we were getting when we spent the money and, that we thought would be sort of head and shoulders above a lot of the rest of our players and would be someone that the rest of the players could look up to and say, right, you've been there, done it and won it. Raheem Sterling. Mauricio Pochettino did make Raheem Sterling better.
Yeah.
Whether or not he made him a first-team starter for us, he did make him better. Yeah. Mauricio Pochettino helped guide Raheem Sterling to a way more impressive second season at Stamford Bridge than his first one was, correct?
Yeah, I don't know. I do think so.
So hold on. Just to go deep dive into this, any players he made worse?
So this is the thing. I think the only player that you could even say has regressed this season is Enzo, and I don't think that's a fault of Pochettino. Okay. Even though, by the way, we have heard some rumours that he hasn't really fancied Enzo, by the way, which is quite interesting.
How can you not fancy Enzo?
I know. Good looking chap. Great tats.
Do you like the Enzo? Do you remember when he had the shaved head with the shape up, or do you like the comb over?
I like the shape up personally.
You like the shape up?
Yeah, I do.
I do. A bit of rough, do you?
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
God.
Not the first time I've heard those words.
No.
Yeah.
No. Bad boy. Yeah. Enzo could be one, but listen, fucking good luck to the next manager trying to make that pivot work.
Is there anyone else? Like, has Mudryk got better? He's the only other starter that I can think of.
But it's not through lack of trying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we always said about running the team and whatnot, and Pochettino did give Mykhailo Mudryk way more minutes than maybe another manager in that position would off the back of some of the form or some of the lack of form that he had showed. The Madueke one you said about there, that was such an impressive job, man. So Madueke had his... Had his moments with Pochettino. Obviously, Madueke was let go of Tottenham. I don't know how much involvement Pochettino would have had in that, because it's not like Madueke was making first-team appearances for Spurs and then Mauricio Pochettino didn't fancy him. Mauricio Pochettino might not have even known that Madueke's name was Noni Madueke. Do you know what I mean? When he was let go from Spurs. But what we do know is he came in at Chelsea. He wasn't really getting much game time. The writing looked to be on the wall. We heard murmurs that the club were ready to sell Madueke. He was pictured in nightclubs. Was it something like that?
It was.
And then Mauricio Pochettino got an arm around him and, in my opinion, did a stellar job in managing a young and maybe even at times chaotic personality in there. And you even see him, we touched on this before. Do you remember the little embrace they had when they had a little cuddle?
Yeah, I love that.
Then Poch gave him a little slap, then gave him another little... I loved that.
I did too.
I loved that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Gutted. And as I say, like, The players are feeling it. The players are gutted. The players are very much unsure of what direction they'll be going in next season. And I get that we'd had bad injuries, and you could say, Reece James coming back in, Fofana coming back in, Nkunku now being fit and available. But for the most part, there was a nucleus there. There was a core.
Well,
there was a spine developing. Yeah. And I really honestly feel like going into next season, things were going to be so much more positive. I thought we were going to have a much better start. Let's remember, if we had started next season the way we finished this season, I don't mean the last 5 games, mate. I'm on about the second half of the season, the second 18 games of that season, 19 games, I should say. If we had replicated that in the first half of the season, bearing in mind, we're thinking now that there's not going to be a runaway in next year's league title. Mate, I'm going to put it out there. We could have competed for the league next year. Is that mental?
I don't think it's mental at all, but maybe we still can. Maybe that's what they're banking on.
Maybe we still can.
We're positive, aren't we, here?
Yeah.
I think the last
You know what the key is? You know what the key thing to do here is?
Man City to get relegated?
No, we speak about that. Fucking new manager. Just stick Egbali and Bowley in the dugout because they obviously know.
They know exactly what they
know.
do.
Well, I mean, we've watched Chelsea our whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've made the walk to Stamford Bridge before Todd Bowley and Egbali even knew what colours that Chelsea played in.
True.
But, they know more than us. And they know more than Poch.
Well,
and that's the key thing.
The formation,
and if you're doubting that, you're all wrong.
Yeah, 4-4-3 would work.
4-4-3 would work.
It would be
Give
really
more players
good.
in that team.
It would be proper good. In fact, I'd find it difficult to fit all of our players into a 4-4-3 system. It wouldn't be easy.
Flourish.
I have to say, to finish off the Poch point, I think he is the only adult in that room. Yeah. Like, he's the only person that knows football inside out. And I think he was a guiding light. And this was the reason why I was so keen to keep him, was that the people that we're going to have to replace him are going to be young, inexperienced managers that haven't dealt with the top level. And I don't know how well they'll be able to manage egos and presence in the dressing room that we're going to have to deal with. So that was perhaps, do you know what? More than anything, I think this summarises it, where our position was that you and I both said we think Pochettino is the best option out of all of the other options out there. And that is why we want to persist with him. We think that he's the best possible candidate throughout all the candidates we were looking at to carry on, because we knew that Jose and Tommy T weren't coming back.
Mate, what did we say, though? What did we say originally? He was the best what?
Option?
Yes, man. He was the best yes man available.
He isn't a man, though.
Mate, he fucking still is.
Yeah.
He is in the grand scheme of things.
Why?
You put him and Conte next to each other, Poch is a yes man. You put him and Jose next to each other,
Tommy
Poch
as well.
Poch is a yes man. Tommy Tuchel, Poch is a yes man. So what I'm saying here is, if even a yes man can't work under this ownership, how the fuck is anyone else going to be able to?
It's going to have to take a complete pussy, really, isn't it? It's going to have to take someone that goes into the job and knows they've got no say. No say in transfers.
Name me one pussy that ever won the Premier League.
Do you know what? I'm going to say it now. Is Claudio a bit of a... He's not a pussy. That's really harsh. But he's definitely not like an all-consuming manager in the same way. Maybe he is. Maybe that's a disservice. Maybe I think I'm being unfair there.
I get your point, though.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone else.
What we're trying to say is it don't bode
Mate,
well.
but I've heard people talking about Claudio coming back, by the way. You would fucking love that. You would love that. Claudio would be the best yes man we could hire. He's retired.
Bring Claudio back. Get the old badge back. Get a little collar on the kit and I'll be out. Is he retired?
He's retired. Bless him.
Actually?
Do you know what? We just need to... I know I've just slagged him off there, but do you know what? Claudio Ranieri, you are one of my favourite managers of all time. And I love you, and you deserve all the respect you get.
Deserves 2 Premier League titles,
He does. And he deserves 2 Premier League titles.
Because them Invincible lot.
Dilly ding.
I've heard
dilly dong.
Listen. Were you surprised when the news broke about Pochettino? Because obviously I was in shock, but there were certain warning signs. There was a key thing as well, right? I know that Rio knows Poch, innit? Like they've done Soccer Aid and stuff like that.
I knew you'd laugh about that. Yeah.
Rio
called
knew.
it. Rio was the one that broke the news.
Rio broke the news a day before it happened, yeah. So him and Joe were sat in the back of a taxi.
Yeah.
Not that type of taxi.
No, that'd be a video I'd like to watch.
that would be a viral video. So him and Joel were sat in the back of the taxi and Rio's like, listen, the feeling I'm getting, he might not even be there next season. And I was watching that and I was a bit like, what's Rio going on about here?
Yeah.
And then now it makes perfect sense. He knew at that time.
He did.
I should text Joel and say, you
should do.
what's going on?
Yeah. Give me the details.
Can you let me know the next
Kieran
step?
McKenna coming in.
Yeah. We will get on to the search for other managers.
Shall we talk about the negatives of Mauricio Pochettino? Like why he should be sacked? Because I feel like on this channel in particular, we've been quite positive about the guy. We haven't necessarily talked about the reasons why potentially this is a good thing. And I don't really like to countenance that because we've both made it quite clear we would have continued with him. And I think a lot of people that are watching out there now, I saw polls, 80% of people saying they'd still want him in. But we have to acknowledge that there were negative moments throughout the season. And there are quite a few things. For me, I think the inconsistency in performances are the first things that you've got to point to, right? Like, even in games that we were winning throughout the season, you and I have talked extensively about this. There were moments where we looked open. And let's be honest, there were moments where people have hit the bar, they've missed chances, hit the post. Like, we could have lost a lot of those games that we won. And even games that we drew, we could have lost. Like, the Brentford game sticks out to me. The 2-2 draw, we could have lost that game.
Yeah,
like,
that was worse than a loss sometimes.
Yeah, what about the Luton result where we won 3-2? We could have drawn that game easily.
The wonder goal from Madueke. Who did we play? Leicester.
What
was that? 4-2.
4-2. I mean, and that's the inconsistency within games. Is the first point.
I got while it's on my mind. You know, it was a bad one. Yeah. Do you remember when we beat Leeds 3-2?
Yeah.
And they fucking played us off the park more or less for about 80 minutes of the game.
They did.
Like, oh my God. And honestly, there were some bad ones, man. There were some really, really bad ones. The game we were at, we went what? 1-0 up, 2-0 up against Burnley, 1-0 up, I think. Went on to draw it. There were some horrific ones. Yeah. There were some really, really bad ones. However,
go on.
I do feel like it was starting to come good. But come on. You keep going. Hit me with it.
This is the thing. Like, that is just inconsistency within particular games. And even games that we won, right? Then what we've got to talk about is the actual results. So we mentioned it earlier on. Liverpool 4-1. Horrendous game. The Arsenal 5-0. One of probably the worst games that we've ever seen. Was that at Stamford Bridge or was that away? That was away. But that was one of the worst performances we've ever played against Arsenal and really humiliating. And you and I just tried to forget that game. I mean, that's the only thing we can do as Chelsea fans is sort of forget about it. Then we
forget about what?
Yeah, exactly. And then the other games that sort of sprung to mind for me, Forest at home, we lost that game.
I was at that game. That was horrific.
I mean, the Borough loss, we lost against Borough. Yeah. It's not good. Everton, losing against Everton, they've not been particularly good this season.
That was bad.
We lost home and away to Wolves.
Good team.
Both of those are crap games. And then, like you say, the draws against Sheffield United, Burnley, Brentford.
Loss at Old Trafford to Man United.
That
weren't good.
Even the 4-3 we against Man United, we just won that game. So if you're just doing it based on results alone, there were we've had some tough results this season. Okay. When you're talking about 11 losses.
Can I counter that?
Go on.
Mauricio Pochettino did not oversee those losses and those points dropped in the draws even with a team that had JT, Lampard and Drogba.
No.
This is not the Chelsea of old. So when we're talking about expectations and benchmarks and whatever, there's two sides of the coin. And I don't really know what side I'm on here. So I'm not saying this definitively, I'm right and whatever. We're just, ultimately, we're all confused. We're
trying to give both sides to it as well. I'm trying to understand what's physically happened as well, because I'm coming at it from a Pochettino perspective, and you are as well. But you've got to understand the other side of it, because there are Chelsea fans out there that are lifelong Chelsea fans that want this guy sacked. And we need to understand why that is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know personally Chelsea fans that wanted this guy sacked. But my answer to that would be, like it or not, you are not being a realist in this situation. And they will say, no, you've got too low standards. Okay, but we move with the times. And where Chelsea are at under this ownership, for this season, 6th was decent. It wasn't the height. We could have got Champions League football this season. I believe, personally, that if things had gone right for us and we had figured things out a little bit quicker, right, then we could have got closer to Liverpool than we ultimately did to Spurs. Yeah, that's what I think. And clearly the form and the table shows that. We were 3 points off Tottenham. We were what? 5 points off Villa, something like that. Do you know what I mean? If the goal gets allowed in the last minute against Villa to win that game, we finish above Tottenham and maybe even we push Villa. So what I'm saying is, I don't think that 6th place is brilliant. I don't think we're going to be having an open top bus parade and celebrating it. But I think with the tools that Pochettino had, 6th place is probably about where you're going to get. And when I say also about how it took time to figure things out, ultimately, a manager's responsibility is to get the team playing well. But remember, there's so many cogs in this unit that we're not accounting for. It doesn't just take Pochettino time to get things right. It takes everyone time to get things right. The players, it takes the players time to learn and adapt with each other. Even the best players, like Cole Palmer, need time to develop link-up play with Noni Madueke and Nicholas Jackson, the boys.
First season in the Prem, first season in senior football for Cole Palmer, and look what he's done.
Yeah,
it's still that's a complete anomaly. Jackson, first season in English football. Like we could go on and on, couldn't we? Do you know what I mean? Like Caicedo's still getting used to the league. Like barely played for Brighton. If you look at it, like he hasn't played that often. Gusto never played in the Premier League. Like mate, honestly, like Petrovic never played in the Premier League. Like you could go on. Let alone the injuries, mate. We've had the worst injury crisis I think that a Premier League club has ever had.
So let's speak about that. A lot of people will point the finger for the injuries at Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah.
Because we all know, before Pochettino came to Chelsea, we never had injuries, did we?
Exactly. Never had an injury crisis.
Never.
Yeah.
Reece had never been injured before
Exactly.
Pochettino
Chilwell?
came in. He'd never been injured before Pochettino
How
came
dare
in.
you?
Nkunku?
Yeah.
He played every minute in the Bundesliga the season before we
100%.
signed him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or no, did he play 50% of the minutes available to him? Oh, was that it? Yeah, something like that. Can't really remember. But either way, Pochettino has come under a lot of stick for the injuries. And what they're saying is, and I do think this is a valid point, and we've got to delve into it. A lot of these injuries were happening on the training ground, weren't they? It weren't matches where players were coming off injured half the time. Of course there were matches when players came off injured. But half the time, these fucking injuries were happening on the training ground. So let's say, for example, the Romeo Lavia injury, training ground.
Yeah.
Christopher Nkunku, training ground.
Yeah.
There's probably more that I can't...
There's even worse, mate. It was players coming back from injuries. Yeah. He's putting them into training, and they were getting re-injured. That's the worst thing. That's the most damning thing for him.
And when they're muscle injuries, you can often draw a line between that and the intensity of the training. And one thing that we were told is Mauricio Pochettino's training is very intense fitness-wise. So, do we put any blame on Poch for the injuries? Or?
So look, this is a very difficult issue to go into, because the key thing that you need in the Premier League is fit players that are able to run at 100 miles an hour, that can really compete at the top level, right? And so what I respect about Pochettino and Jesus Perez, who is ultimately his fitness guy, is that they do run the players hard because they want them to be the most fit they possibly can so that they can compete at the top level. Now, the other side of that is, as you completely say, that then gets more injuries, and the more injuries we have, the bigger the injury crisis. It's a self-perpetuating issue because the players that are playing, like Enzo, had to play with injuries because other centre midfielders were not available to us, like Lavia and Ukachukwu, right? So it's hard, right, as a fan, because I want my team to be one of the fittest in the league, but I also don't want half the squad to be injured. So it's a very difficult thing. I think as fans, a lot of people say this is a really issue to deal with, but it's not. There's sports science involved. This is a complex thing to deal with. And also there are players going, I'm ready to go. I'm fit and available. I can train. I want to run at 100 miles now. I'm ready to play at the first team level.
Reece.
Yeah, well, and you to be honest with you, you could go on. I mean, Enzo shouldn't have been anywhere near the squads. Like Enzo playing with that was dumb. And to be fair, they probably should have pulled him out earlier. But so there's a lot of things going on here, and so I think you can cast some blame to Mauricio Pochettino, but I don't think you beat him across the head with that.
And what about in terms of challenging the owners? Do you put blame on him? Do you think that was a negative? Because it's my perception, right? Okay. Let's say who was the meeting he had with?
Todd Boehly.
Was it with Todd Boehly?
The dinner was with Todd Boehly,
right? And
then he had a meeting with both of them, so with Egbali and Todd Boehly and the sporting directors. Apparently,
and that's where the dismissal came from.
Well, there were two meetings, wasn't there? There was one on the Monday night, and then there was one on the Tuesday morning.
Okay,
yeah.
So I don't think it was Boehly that got rid of him, sort of thing. Yeah. I think it was more obviously Winstanley, Stewart, Egbali, whatever, right? But let's say we're going into the meeting. You be Boehly.
Yeah. Hey, okay. Man.
I'll be Poch.
Okay. You got to do your Spanish accent as well.
Well, he's Argentinian.
Well, as in he speaks
and
Spanish.
You know full well I get on really well with Argentinians. So, okay. Hello, Todd.
Welcome to the club, man. Great to see you again. Thank you so much for your service to the club.
It's very great to see you, Todd.
I don't think you've done a very good job, Mauricio. I don't think you've played very well. I don't think you've implemented my formation.
No.
You haven't listened to me.
True. Very true.
How does it go? Look, I'm trying to wrap my head around how it
No,
actually
I'll tell you
went.
exactly how it goes. This is how, if it went this way, right, I would say, yeah, fair enough. If Pochettino walks into that meeting, slams his iPhone on the table, clicks his fingers at the waitress, says, "Get a bottle of wine over here, love, right now."
Argentinian.
Downs it, Argentinian
Yeah,
wine, of course. Downs the wine in front of Bowley, smashes it on the floor, and says, "Osserman." I want Osserman.
He didn't say that. The first thing he did as he smashed that bottle was Conor Gallagher.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if he went into that meeting and said, "I want Osserman, I want Mbappe, I want you to bring Kaka back from retirement."
Mate,
and
what we're
sign
actually
him, right?
hearing was that it was actually Dembele and Harry Kane and Heung-min Son.
What he wanted.
Yeah, well, he wanted players that he'd already coached.
Of course. He wanted
Eric
players.
Dyer.
He wanted players who had already won stuff with. Oh no! So
I mean, he did win stuff in France. To be fair.
Audi Cup. But what I'm saying is, if he went in with crazy demands and was asking us to fucking splash the cash and sign all these players and whatever, then I would sort of understand.
didn't do
I would
that.
sort of understand that. Okay, maybe that's not the way to go about it, mate. He's gone in there and he's gone, boys. Can you see them two players that have been really, really good for me? One has made 50 out of 51 appearances available to him in Conor Gallagher and has been my captain and has really, really helped me get to the point I got to at the end of the season. And one man, Trevor Chalobah, I played all the way through pre-season. He came out of an unfortunate injury. He came back from the injury. And when given the opportunity, he got into that team, showed versatility along the back line, helped hold the hands of others, helped give on the wisdom and the understanding of what it is to be a Chelsea player to those other guys that are just coming into that back line and led by example. Those two guys,
Unbeaten.
Can you just not sell them?
Yeah.
Can you just not sell them, please?
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask, or am I pushing the boat there?
I don't know how insistent Poch would even be in these talks. I don't think Poch has gone in there and gone, I need this, I need that. I feel like when he came to the club, it was quite clear you were never going to get what you wanted anyway.
I truly believe that he went in there and said, please do not sell Conor Gallagher.
Really?
I feel like he went in there and said, don't sell Trevor Chalobah. But the only reason why I'm more firm in the belief that he didn't want Conor Gallagher sold is we have actually heard him speak about Conor Gallagher and the sell of Conor Gallagher in post-match press conferences and things like that. And also, like, mate, fucking actions speak louder than words, don't they? He's got a captain's armband on.
Yeah, and he's
of course he
played
doesn't want him fucking sold.
He's played him in pretty much every game as well, hasn't
Exactly.
he? As you say, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like if Mauricio Pochettino had have finished 8th, yeah, and we hadn't been competing in the cups like we did, we hadn't had good cup runs, anything like that, I feel like he would have been in a weak position.
Yeah.
And then I feel like if he walked into that meeting and tried to call any sort of shots, then, okay, maybe I understand, well, hold on, who are you to be calling shots? You haven't done the best job here. But I think, as I say, Mauricio Pochettino's job was about a 7 out of 10 for his first season, yeah? And I agree with that. I believe that there's no real managers in world football that would actually take the Chelsea job that could deliver that much higher. You might fluke it, you might get a manager that you could grade an 8 out of 10 on this season, but either way, if you've scored a 7 out of 10 on your first season, for me, I believe that you have the right to be able to go in there and make some reasonable demands. Reasonable demands. Don't sell 2 of my key players. Fair?
Yeah, I think it is fair. But then you've also got to look at the other context of the financial situation. If they're then looking at the accounts, which they will know a lot better than what Mauricio Pochettino would do, and they're saying we're absolutely fucked unless we sell these guys before June 30th. Mm-hmm. Like, as much as Pochettino wants to keep those guys, if they're not going to sign the new contract, in Connor's case, Trevor's obviously got a longer contract, and we need the money, these boys, all they care about is a business. Like, we need to stop thinking these boys are Chelsea through and through. They don't give a fuck about the players.
Is Todd Bowley and Nick Bowley not Chelsea through and through?
Well, I've heard they do have a Chelsea tat on the left pec, but other than that, not big Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egg Barley was a headhunter back in the day, wasn't he?
Mate, I don't think Mauricio's asked for too much, and it just shows you really the situation that we're in now.
Do you rate Pochettino?
Do I rate him as
do you rate him for Because I think what he said is, I want this. Dave said, you're not getting that. And he said, okay, cool. And they said, right, well, back to Cobham then. And he said, no, back home.
That's exactly how it's gone. I think he's basically said, I need this. And if you're not going to give it to me, let's just walk away. And that's why they've said it's a mutual thing. Like, we've got to say this as well. Because not a lot of people are saying this.
How many times have you been dumped?
Yeah, I know. I use this exact thing. I know.
You've said to me, yeah, it's sort of mutual.
Yeah. I didn't love her.
I don't fucking love her anyway. She's a bitch.
But then you call her the next day.
Feel like pure shit. Just want Roman back.
That was the best caption you've ever done.
Do you remember that meme?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Feel like pure shit. Just want her back. What's he up to? The little ginger kid.
I need to see. Yeah, maybe he's a watcher of the channel. If you are, let us know. Yeah, let us know. Yeah.
Get on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, someone messaged me, and said, "Oh, I'd love to come on your podcast and talk Chelsea with you." Blah blah blah.
Jay from the In-Betweeners.
Oh, I fucking wish. His podcast is smashing it, isn't it? He does good views, man.
What a show. What a show.
Have you met him?
No, I've not met him.
Because he's pals of Brian, isn't he?
Yeah, I've not met him. I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, I'd love to meet him.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
He is.
Yeah, might be meeting a few people next week.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, so what was I talking about?
Who was going to come on the show? Who asked to be on the show?
Oh, yeah, that was it. Messaged me, said, love to come on the show, blah, blah, blah. He said, you probably wouldn't recognise me, but I did have 5 minutes of fame. He was the mascot that did the old thing to Gerrard. Do you remember the little Chelsea mascot?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, get him on.
Yeah,
what a
I should have.
What was his name so we can give him a little shout? I can't remember.
I ain't got a fucking
Yeah,
clue.
yeah. We get a lot of messages.
Mascot boy, I think.
Yeah,
No, I'm joking. No,
yeah,
I actually can't remember. Was you ever a mascot?
I would have loved to have been a mascot. I never got the honour. Were you? You were.
Not for Chelsea, no.
Yeah, I was going to say. Who was it for?
Fulham, I think. We did a bit.
How
I used to be.
dare you?
Do you know what? Yeah,
How fucking dare
I
you?
met Clint Dempsey quite a few times. He used to come down a local youth centre on the estate. There was a youth centre, and Dempsey. Clint Dempsey? Yeah, it is Clint Dempsey, isn't it? The American fella. Yeah, he used to come down there. He used to do a bit of rapping, actually.
Oh, wow. Speaking of Clint Dempsey, we do also want to just apologise for our American accents.
Shout out
the
the Americans.
Viewers. We've got a lot of American followers.
As
We love
Bebo
you.
would say, big up the Americans.
Yeah. We love Clint. Clint would have been a good player to come to Chelsea, actually. He was a decent
Spurs,
player.
Didn't he?
He did.
Right, let's talk about the search for the new manager.
Yeah.
And we have got some star-studded names.
Oh, some exciting options.
Some exciting
I can't wait
options.
to go through these because
I
you
mean,
know what? They look good.
You know, back when we sacked Thomas Tuchel,
Yes.
were you sort of thinking then, oh, this job's got Kieran McKenna written all over it?
To be honest with you, I don't even think I knew who Kieran McKenna was at that
Right,
point.
honest answer. How long have you known who Kieran McKenna was for?
Probably 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw them doing well in the Championship, and then you pay attention.
When he come up from League One, did you know who he was? No.
I honestly, I have to say, I'd only just thought about Ipswich Town again since
Who's
they've been
just come up
relegated.
from League One?
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth. Okay. Who's Portsmouth manager right now?
No idea.
No idea.
But do you know what?
Can you name any
Portsmouth
manager
should
in
be
a
in the
League
Prem.
One side?
I mean, Wayne Rooney left Derby. The Birmingham City manager's just got removed.
Who's Wrexham manager?
I don't know his name, but I fucking love that show. The show's good.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Don't
We
know.
don't know.
No.
We don't know.
And
We
we're
do
big football fans.
Yeah, big League One fans.
Yeah, well, obviously
so
not.
either way, what I'm saying is no one knew Kieran McKenna not long ago. He's done a brilliant job with getting Ipswich up from League One and then again from the Championship. However,
This is Potter 2.0,
yeah.
isn't it?
I think you would argue.
worse.
I think you would argue that Kieran McKenna's achievements are better than Graham Potter's achievements so far.
Mate, he got a fucking Swedish team into what was it, the Europa League? Like,
Yeah.
a team that were in the 3rd division of Sweden.
Mm.
I mean, that's a pretty good achievement, to be fair. That's basically like a football manager kind of
But I think
save.
two promotions, back-to-back promotions, is better than smuggling a Swede into Europe, isn't it? I think
And we've all done that.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
I think do you know what, mate? I'm feeling so similar to the way. In fact, I was more excited for the Potter appointment.
Should we rule out a few names?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, spoiler alert. It's not going to be Thomas Tuchel.
No.
It's not going to be Antonio Conte.
Apparently, Tommy doesn't even want to come back.
Don't blame him.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Jose.
It's definitely not going to be Claudio because he's just retired.
Yep. Anyone else?
It's not going to be JT because they're never going to give JT a job, even though he sort of is around Stamford Bridge all the time.
What would plaster over the way we're feeling? What would be the ideal thing?
I honestly,
so for me,
go on.
I would say probably Jose with JT as assistant.
Fucking hell, that is pornographic. That is, I love it. Get Frank involved. Get Ashley involved. Do you know what? Bring back Jody Morris as well. I actually really like Jody Morris involved in the coaching team.
Yep.
And then Cesc as another coach.
Let's speak about Cesc.
Oh, God, you got so excited there. You fucking choked. Cesc Fabregas, what a player. And do you know what? He seems like he's shaping up to be a pretty decent manager, to be fair.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah.
So some of the names that we're hearing, Vincent Kompany.
He's going to Bayern.
Sorry, how?
Yeah.
How the fuck
Yeah,
is
you
Vincent
just fucked it with
Kompany
Burnley.
just like managed himself a Bayern job? That's
Mate, we were
mental.
joking about Sean Dyche, by the way, and comparing him to Vincent Kompany. Wow. Sean Dyche has actually done a better job.
Yep. Dicey.
He has.
Okay, so Vincent Kompany, no.
No.
Who are the other ones?
De Zerbi, probably not because he's going to go to Man United.
Is De Zerbi's agreed a job?
I think it's Man United.
Do you think it is Man United?
I think so. I feel like we would have heard that it was Chelsea.
Right.
If it was Chelsea.
Fair enough. Ten Hag, do you want him?
No.
Paul Jewell?
Legends. I mean, his son's there.
Yeah. We'll do a bit on forgotten managers later on. He's in there, Paul Jewell.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, so the realistic options, we're down to what? Like
I think
3.
4.
Is it 4? Is it 4? So I'm here.
Serbia's one.
Should I say it now? I've heard that it's done with Kieran McKenna. Yeah, that's what I've heard. But what did I say to you yesterday?
What?
I literally went to you about 2 p.m. yesterday. I went to you. I've heard it's done with De Zerbi.
Yeah.
And then I text you at like 8:00 that night and went, I've heard it's done with Kieran McKenna. Now
Just keep
I
naming names.
have heard it's done with Kieran McKenna, and I can't reveal the source. I don't think. Can I reveal it? No,
I don't think
can't
you
reveal it. I've seen the screenshots from a group chat, and that group chat has a couple of ex-Chelsea legends. Are they legends?
Yeah, I think you should say legends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
legends.
yeah,
Do you know who they are?
No, but I can guess one.
Go on.
Well, no, because we can't say who it is.
You can say. Can we not say?
Well, I don't know. Well, can you say? I don't know.
Well, no,
is it
'cause
private information?
I'm not saying who showed me it.
Oh, okay. Is it J. Cole?
No, not Joe Cole. No, nothing to do with him. I'll tell you the players. Asby.
Okay, he is. Fuck off! Are you questioning whether he's a legend? By the way,
Of course he's a legend. Yeah, no. It's more the other name I was thinking
okay.
of, which isn't a legend. I don't even feel like he likes us. But
Albert Frere.
No. Courtois.
Yeah, fuck.
And
yeah,
then you're
fuck
like,
Courtois.
would Asby and Courtois be in the know?
But would they be talking about Kieran McKenna? Does
Well, I don't know,
Courtois,
but
who know who Kieran
Can I tell
McKenna
you what
is?
gives it the legitimacy? So obviously, I'm not in a group chat of Asby and Courtois.
You should
but
be.
Someone I know is, and this person has told me that these lot have heard that it's definitely McKenna and it's all going through and whatever. Anyway, the reason which gives me belief is about maybe 6-7 hours before the news broke of Pochettino going, which means he hadn't even had the meeting at that point. This same fella texted me and said Poch is gone, and you'll hear it today.
Okay. So this guy is in the know. We need to stay close with this chat.
It's not my old barber.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No.
No.
So either
It would be
way,
weird if he was in a group chat with
do we
us.
know much about Kieran McKenna?
I mean, I've done my research, Joey.
Yeah.
I've done my extensive research, on YouTube last night. Beyond that, have to say, didn't even know what formation he played before that.
So I do know what formation he plays.
I know too.
And the
now.
reason I know it is because I have been checking Ipswich's games all season, more or less.
Well, elaborate then.
He plays Amari Hutchinson. Sometimes in the 10, sometimes on the right.
Do you want me to go into more detail then on how he plays?
I don't think they need any more detail. I think that's pretty.
Was that extensive?
That's pretty extensive.
Yeah,
I don't think you'd get. Who is it? What is that channel?
Which
The
channel?
Athletic.
The Athletic.
The
Yeah.
Athletic. I don't think you get that sort of extensive detail on there.
No, I don't
No
think
way.
we would.
No way. Plays Amari Hutchinson, sometimes in the 10, sometimes on the right.
It's mainly on the left.
Is it?
No, he's played all over. He's
left-footed, isn't he?
He's played all over.
I'm sure he plays off the right. Amari
He's played
Hutchinson.
all over.
Okay.
He's played all over.
Okay. What is black, white, and red all over?
Tell me.
Newspaper. What's brown and sticky?
Tell me.
A stick. Like that?
Oh, they just keep getting worse. Would you
call a bloke with a shovel on his head?
Just end it now.
Doug. Remember Doug, the TV show?
Yeah, I do remember Doug. Yeah. Are there any other famous Dougs? Dougie Freeman.
Dougie Freeman, yeah.
He's in the news.
Why?
Isn't he the director of football of Crystal Palace?
Okay.
But apparently Newcastle wanted him.
Douglas Luiz?
Yeah, would he be a Doug?
Doug, yeah, Dougie, yeah.
Yeah, but would he?
I think they called him Doug, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big Doug, yeah.
Yeah. Douglas.
Can't think of any more.
Doug Lou. Okay. Right. So, Kieran McKenna, go on, tell me about him.
Okay.
Sell it to me. Sell me.
So what I've garnered from my extensive research on YouTube last night was that he mainly plays a 4-2-3-1. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah. 4-2-3-1.
With one wing back pushing up to form a back three.
Which one? What side?
Well, with his formation, it was the left-hand side, but it probably would be the right on us.
That's right.
And then, yeah. And then
does he play inverted Cucureas in his team?
Well, no, not really. He plays in a weird way an inverted centre mid.
Right.
Does that?
No. How
does that sound interesting?
How does it work?
So basically, one of the centre mids drops into that left back area where the left back is missing. The left back forms basically a left winger role. Right. Then Amari Hutchinson, I was told, goes from the left hand side, drops into number 10. And they're very good at sort of like vertical passing. So they're not just short passing, they're passing it through the lines. They're doing long balls, they're pumping up to a big man, bringing it down. So apparently that's innovative.
Can I ask you something? What are the chances of... And I'm not ruling it out. I'm not saying we can't level up. Like, think about the amount of times that managers have been sacked. It went down awfully with the fan base. And then it works for the best. I'll give you one straight off the back. What was his name?
What club?
Southampton, who Pochettino came in and took over from.
Atkins.
Nigel Atkins, yeah?
Unbelievable manager.
He had done
so
really well with them.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what he had done, speaking of Kieran McKenna, and he done the old back-to-back League One Championship promotions.
I think he had, actually, yeah.
Well, either way, he was a popular man, wasn't he? Popular man
Very
at St
popular.
Mary's. He gets turfed out for some fella that can't speak a word of English.
People going mad.
Yeah, people going absolutely mental at that.
Yeah.
Mauricio Pochettino levels them up. Want another example?
Go.
Who did we just say? Nigel Atkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nigel Pearson. What's it with Nigel?
Yeah.
Nigel
Leicester.
Pearson
Leicester.
gets sacked from Leicester. Oh no, you
Who
can't.
did they
sack
hire
Nigel.
after that?
Oh, was it? Was it Claudio Ranieri who went and won a fucking league title with them? Yeah. Every time a Brighton manager gets sacked. Chris Hughton gets sacked. Oh, we're not going to level up. Oh, we get Graham Potter in, finish even higher. He joins Chelsea. Oh, we're not going to level up. De Zerbi in, finishes even higher. What I am saying is sometimes managerial dismissals and departures can go down like a lead balloon, but you can rise like a helium balloon. See that?
Maybe just a balloon.
Off the cuff.
That was great. That was really good.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is it can work for the best.
Is the fact gone?
But be honest. Is it not a big fucking ask to get this kid, Kieran McKenna, yeah? He's what? What is he?
I think he's about 36, 37. He's not in his 40s.
36, 37. Yeah. That means if you went to the same high school with him, when you were in year 7, he'd have been in year 11.
Yeah,
he could have been a prefect, mate. He could have been giving you detentions.
Yeah, he could have, yeah.
You
Probably
know what
would
I mean?
have done.
I used to hate the prefects. I hit one of them on my first week.
Is the fact that he's sought after by Brighton the main reason why we're looking at him? Does that not tell you everything we need to know about the state of where we're at the moment? That we're basically looking at Brighton managers or prospective Brighton managers.
Yeah,
that's where we're at now. That club is being run so well that other clubs are having to take that blueprint off them. That's how well they're run as a club.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it, mate? Honestly, to answer your question, the simple answer is this: the reason why we were so Poch in was that we were scared of the unknown, of not knowing what is going to happen now. This is a big roll of the dice. Anything could happen. We could get worse. Maybe by some amazing reason, this guy comes in and completely revolutionises modern football, and we look world beaters. But Joey, I felt exactly the same way as I do now about Potter.
Yeah.
Potter was an unknown English manager, British manager, whatever it is, coming in, new philosophy, new style, was meant to be this legacy manager, was meant to be doing things in a very different way from anyone else. First of all, he hasn't got a job since. Fair enough, maybe he's sitting on the gardening leave pay. I don't blame him. But no one's like running to the rooftops to try and get him. And I just don't
Ajax
know.
wanted him, didn't they?
Yeah, but is that like Graham Potter should be like he should be going for the next Premier League job, shouldn't he? Really, like man, we should be hearing about him in Man United. We're not really hearing about him in Man United.
So what about the other manager that's in the frame, and that is Enzo from Leicester?
Yeah, I mean, tutored under Pep, didn't he? So he's got some.
Oh, well, you can't be
Pep
bad
connection.
then.
Yeah,
You can't be bad.
Can't be bad.
You can't be bad. No one that was ever working underneath Pep has ever flopped. I mean, look at Arteta. He's doing an absolutely brilliant job, isn't he? Manager of the season. Hasn't won the league title yet. Look at...
That's harsh against Arteta, isn't it?
Would you have him?
He's
at
done
Chelsea?
pretty good.
Would you have
I
him
would
at Chelsea?
100%. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have him at Chelsea.
Why?
Um,
Just because he's Arsenal connected?
Uses too much hair gel.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, broken.
I know I'm a fine one to talk, but right. So yeah, okay. You could look at Arteta. Brilliant. He was underneath Pep Guardiola. He's done a really good job. You could also look at Ten Hag.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not been the best.
And okay, is it remarkable what he's done at Leicester?
No, they haven't even been that good.
They
haven't,
mate. At one point,
they nearly dropped out.
At one point, they nearly dropped out of it.
Yeah.
They nearly bottled the league title.
He's desperate to leave, by the way, because they're going to get the points deduction. He's desperate to leave.
In the big matches. I don't know if you've watched much of Leicester this season, but I know I can think off the top of my head now of them taking losses to Southampton, taking losses to Leeds this season. Highest wage bill ever in history of the second division, not even just the championship. Second division, there's never been a wage bill ever that high. When we looked at the top earners in the championship this season, out of the top 10 highest earners, I think 9 of them came from Leicester. Yeah. So clearly, right, anything other than getting Leicester up as champions would be a complete failure. So we're talking about Enzo. All we're saying so far is he hasn't failed. At least Kieran McKenna's done something that is pretty remarkable in the lower leagues.
Yeah. Mate, it's just another wonder kid style appointment, isn't it? Like I know nothing about Maresca. No. Like, honestly, other than that he was under Pep, that's all we know. And any self-respecting Chelsea fan, really, like what is his CV? I've got no idea. He wouldn't even be in the thinking for me.
At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if they give the managerial job to that Estavio, the wonder kid from Brazil.
Yeah, might as well just do it. I'd feel way more comfortable with Thomas Frank than Maresca.
It's so uninspiring.
So boring.
It's so uninspiring, man.
Yeah.
Thomas Frank.
But you know what you're getting? He's done it in the Premier League. You know what you're getting. At least with him, he's got some sort of CV and backing.
But is
and
it,
also
you know when you say he's done it in the Premier League, like he's done it in the Premier League, like what? Has he like?
He's done well for Brentford.
He's done all right. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, no, he has done well. He's done really well. But it's like David Moyes has done it in the Premier League. Sean Dyche has done it in the Premier League.
I think it's harshly done by.
Okay. All right, harshly done by. Is Thomas Frank a better manager than David Moyes?
Honestly, probably the same level.
Okay.
Literally the same level.
Right.
And what
would happen if we just got linked with David Moyes now?
Mate, I'd be gutted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be happy about it.
So
that's how I feel, though.
Are we in agreement that all of these names are uninspiring?
Mate, this is why we're getting to it, though. This is why we were so Poch in the first place, because we were so worried about the other options. Mate, think about the other jobs on the market now. Bayern's on the market. They can't even fucking find a manager. Barcelona are not happy with Xavi. They're looking for a manager. They can't even find anyone. Man United are going to be looking for a manager. Liverpool have just hired Slot, who, quite frankly, is one of the most uninspiring people they could possibly think of to take over from Jurgen Klopp. Mate, you could go on. There are so many jobs out there right now that need managers, and we're just another one on the line. Brighton, again, looking for a new manager. So, mate, it's worrying. I'm not inspired by any of them, to be honest with you.
What about Ruben Amorim? because there's talk that, you know, he went and had an interview at West Ham, but then apparently it was Chelsea that paid for the flight, and we had some secret interviews with him. Yeah. Why has that one gone cold? Because would I be right to say that I don't want to call it the best of a bad bunch, but, you know, the most inspiring appointment we could make right now would probably be Ruben Amorim? Am I correct in that?
I don't know. What are you qualifying that on? I don't know.
Portuguese, young, similar to Jose when he came
but that's not really a lot
logic.
To read it on. Yeah,
but it's also mindless logic. It's a fucking sack Pochettino after he won his last 5 games.
Do you know what? They've obviously looked at Amorim for quite a long time, and there must be something there. And maybe he'll be one of those ones, because I'm not hearing that much about him. So I feel like that maybe might be one of the ones that we sort of come out and look at. But yeah, mate, none of those options that you mentioned to me, I'm jumping for joy about.
And if you had to give your pick, who would you go with?
Do you think the one that I want or the one that I think is most likely?
I'll have both.
Okay, the one that I think is most likely now is McKenna, based on everything we said. The one that I think is probably the most qualified out of all of them is De Zerbi.
Yeah, but I don't want De Zerbi.
I don't want him either.
De Zerbi, no. He don't like us. He hates us. He hates us.
Yeah.
He used a lot of hair gel as well. He's still doing his hair like the old Year 6 discos, mate. Proper spikle.
What do you think about the old goatee as well?
Has he got a goatee?
Mate, he's got like a weird like connection and a line here. He spent a lot of time on that.
He's not got the...
He's got the one liner.
What's that called?
It's very straight.
What's that called? My old teacher used to have that.
I don't even know. It's a weird
soul
look.
patch.
Mate, no, soul patch is just a little one.
Oh,
he's got the full line.
Yeah, that soul patch.
Soul patch
weird,
extended.
though, isn't it?
Yeah. Mate, it's a weird one. I don't know with De Zerbi. I feel like De Zerbi's going to Man United. I'm almost certain of it, unless Pochettino goes there.
Could happen.
Or Poch to England is what I'm hearing. I think if Poch goes to Man United, I think he'll be exceptionally good for them.
Oh God, don't say that.
Yeah,
don't say that. Let's not go down that road. Let's leave it there. People, let us know your thoughts. Let us know who you want as the next Chelsea manager. And let us know as well as who you want as the next Chelsea manager, who you think realistically is going to be the next Chelsea manager. Can we level up? Do you think this could be a blessing in disguise? Or do you think we have made a big, big mistake? I don't want you lot to make a big mistake. And the way to avoid doing that is to head over to Josh's channel and make sure you are subscribed so that you can see all of the content that he is dropping. We've got some big, big things in the pipeline coming up. The next video that you're going to see coming out off of this channel was supposed to come out today, but we had to have an emergency meeting. And the next video is the end of season's award show. We have got some good categories in this one.
I can't wait for that. That's a big video. That's going to be a fun one because there's some fun categories in that as well.
That's a big one. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you are not already. Hit the like button right now, and I will see you all in the next one.